Jalen Ramsey is a corner for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's entering his third year in the NFL. And recently, Jalen Ramsey has really been welcoming the spotlight. And what comes along with the spotlight is pressure, and he's welcoming that as well. I love what he's doing. I love what Jalen Ramsey has been doing, and I respect it. Here's what Jalen Ramsey has been doing recently. He's been sharing his opinions. He's been saying the things he believes. I love this. It's something that's hard to do. As a guy who shares my opinions all the time, everywhere, let me tell you, it's really hard to say what you actually think. When you open yourself up to criticism, it makes you kind of feel vulnerable. And what it does is it opens yourself up to a lot of hate, frankly, and the possibility of being wrong. You can be wrong when you make predictions and when you say your opinions. And I'm a person, I've let it go. I know that I'm going to be wrong sometimes. It's okay. But that's why I respect what Jalen Ramsey has been doing. Most of the things Jalen Ramsey has said recently, I agree with. I'm going to share my thoughts on them. There are three I want to talk about recently. He talked about quarterbacks. Jalen Ramsey talked about almost every single starting quarterback in the NFL this year. We'll talk about that. I'm going to share my thoughts. He also spoke about the NFL helmet rule. I'm going to share my thoughts on that. And finally, Jalen Ramsey has responded to Odell Beckham Jr. signing a massive contract. So I'm going to break down every single one of these things and share my opinion, my thoughts, my reaction to what Jalen Ramsey said. So first, I want to talk about the quarterback list. I'm not going to talk about every quarterback, but there are 4 things he said that were most interesting to me. So first, what Jalen Ramsey said was he talked about Matt Ryan, and he said Matt Ryan is overrated. What Jalen Ramsey pointed out was that Matt Ryan won the MVP one year, and the very next year he loses his offensive coordinator, Kyle Shanahan, and he had a massive drop-off. He suddenly was not any good, even though he had Julio Jones. Matt Ryan goes from MVP level to borderline, like struggling, maybe a bust. And I agree with everything Jalen Ramsey said. Look, it's weird. It's kind of an outlier year for Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's a good quarterback. He had a great year kind of out of nowhere. And we all say, well, Matt Ryan, clearly he's a great quarterback. No, Matt Ryan had a year with a great coach, Kyle Shanahan. That's my opinion. I agree with Jalen Ramsey. I think that Matt Ryan's somewhat overrated. I don't know that he is a great quarterback, top tier. I've said he's a second-tier quarterback. He can win you a Super Bowl. But he's not up there with Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Big Ben. Not in my opinion. The next thing Jalen Ramsey said was he talked about Big Ben. He called Big Ben Roethlisberger a disappointment. Now, he also said Big Ben is a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he said Big Ben is has a huge arm, and he just throws it up to guys like Antonio Brown and his other great wide receivers. He's decent at best, but then he also mentioned he is a Hall of Famer. So I somewhat agree with this. First of all, Big Ben is a Hall of Fame quarterback. We can all agree, kind of without a shadow of a doubt. But he's not just a decent quarterback. His style is the way that Big Ben likes to play. He likes to throw the ball up. He's not a precision quarterback. He's not Tom Brady. He has his own style, but it's not a bad style. And I would not say that Big Ben is decent at best. He plays differently than some quarterbacks. He's not a precision quarterback that will pick you apart. He throws it up. He does throw it deep. He maybe does need to have great wide receivers. But he's still different is not bad. Big Ben is different than Tom Brady, but he's still an elite quarterback. Another thing Jalen said was he said Eli Manning was all successful because of Odell Beckham Jr. He said Odell Beckham Jr. is what makes Eli Manning. I completely agree. 100% agree. Why is Eli Manning still in New York? And why do New York Giant fans always defend Eli Manning? First of all, he has 2 Super Bowls. It's hard to kick a guy out when you have that much success. But the reason why he's still around really now is because of Odell Beckham Jr. What is Eli Manning without Odell Beckham Jr.? Not great. We saw it last year. It wasn't good. They went 3-13. It was ugly. The last thing Jalen Ramsey said about quarterbacks that I want to talk about at least is he said that Andrew Luck wasn't very good. And he credited the wide receiver T.Y. Hilton on the Colts for Andrew Luck's previous success. I strongly disagree with this. I don't blame Jalen Ramsey, though, for feeling this way. He's never played against Andrew Luck. Jalen Ramsey is 24 years old. He's only been in the league 2 years. And in those 2 years, Andrew Luck has been hurt. So Jalen Ramsey's never actually played against Andrew Luck. He's never seen it firsthand. And I think he's going to get a rude awakening this year. I can't wait to watch when Jalen Ramsey plays against Andrew Luck. He plays him twice this year. That'll be a fun matchup. Jalen Ramsey didn't just talk about quarterbacks, though. He also talked about the new NFL helmet rule. So if you remember recently, Marquise Lee, one of the best wide receivers on the Jaguars, which is who Ramsey plays for, Marquise Lee got hurt. In the preseason, he got tackled at the knees, and he hurt his knees. He needs knee surgery. He's out for the year. Jalen Ramsey did not blame the person who tackled Marquise Lee. He blamed the NFL. He said because of the NFL's new helmet rule, nobody knows how to tackle anymore. I agree with Jalen Ramsey on this. See, the NFL made this new helmet rule, and an unintended consequence is it really hurts not only defenders, but nobody knows really what's legal and what's not legal. It's kind of ambiguous right now. So yeah, I agree. The reason why Marquise Lee got hurt, you can very well blame it on the NFL, is nobody knows what they're doing with tackling anymore, so they took out his legs, and it hurt Marquise Lee. But guys are scared to put their head down now because that's illegal, so what do we do? That's the problem with the new NFL rule, is that it's not as clear as it could be and maybe should be. Now, maybe that's intentional, I don't know. But the fact that you can interpret it one way or another, that's not great. That's a flaw with the NFL rule. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about that Jalen Ramsey said. When Odell Beckham Jr. signed the largest contract for a wide receiver in NFL history, Jalen Ramsey pointed out that they play the Giants week 1. The Giants play the Jaguars week 1. And he said it's like Batman versus Joker. It's a big matchup. I love that. I love that Jalen Ramsey has the balls to say, Eli Manning signed a big contract. Bring it on. Let's go to battle. Sorry, I meant Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. signs a big contract. Bring it on. Let's go. Let's fight. That's awesome. Sports is all about storylines. And Jalen Ramsey has handed us sports fans storyline after storyline after storyline. Because he plays Big Ben this year. He plays Andrew Luck twice. He's going to play against Odell Beckham Jr. The more he talks, the more controversy there is, the more interesting it is for me. Because now me, a sports fan, a guy who I probably wasn't going to watch. I would have watched the highlights and caught up with what happened with the Jaguars and the Giants. Now I'm fully invested. I can't wait to watch. I'm curious how Eli Manning does. I'm curious how Blake Bortles does. And I probably, now that I think about it, I probably would have watched this game because I care about Blake Bortles. I want to see how he does. But this new quote from Jalen Ramsey makes me even more curious. I hope that Jalen Ramsey does not stop talking. It's great. It's awesome. And he's not a quarterback, so he can get away with it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my show, Strong Opinion Sports. It's my pride and joy. I'm very proud of it. If you're new to Strong Opinion Sports, you can subscribe to it on iTunes, SoundCloud, on YouTube. You can find the full entire hour-long podcast on YouTube, or you can find more shorter breakout videos like the one you just watched. And if you like what I had to say, maybe you hate what I had to say, share this with your friends. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about the show. My name is Zach Schaumler. Have a great day.